to the 80sist, the podcast that uses your votes to determine the most totally 80s song ever to blare from the muddy speakers of a Boardman, Ohio Pizza Hut jukebox. In Cleveland, Ohio, I'm Keith Barstiller. Joining me from Seattle, Washington, it's the creator of the 80sist, everybody. He's my longtime friend. He's your favorite co-host. It's Joe Walk. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Keith. So, listen, as we are starting our Foreigners, Still Without Foreigner
Thank you.
region today, I thought it would be a good time for us to kind of break out our absolute best foreign accents. So,
Oh, wow.
I'm wondering, what is a foreign accent that you feel you can bring out and do somewhat credibly?
Wow, I don't know if there's any that I can actually do credibly. But I can say the word right in a semi-British accent. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Nice. All right.
Yes,
Nice
there you go.
clenched teeth there. Just
Right.
the one word?
I mean, that's what I've got right now. What about you?
I don't know that I do any well. I can do a pretty good bad German accent.
Oh, let's hear that. Yeah, I'd love to hear some of
we
that.
have heard, of course, my German accent before, and I feel it has insulted a whole country of people.
You do a decent Austrian accent, at least if you're doing Arnold, like, Killian!
That's not bad.
Here's Sub-Zero. Yeah.
I think if I warm up, if I have a running start,
Yeah.
I can manage a decent Scottish accent.
Oh, all right. How do we give you that running start?
Oh boy! All right, I gotta get some text to read here. I'm
Okay.
gonna read your opening, but I'm gonna
Try and do it.
try it here.
Scottish.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to the 80sist, the podcast that uses your votes to determine the most totally 80s song. No, I just fucked that up all the hell. I'm sorry, Scotland. I'm sorry.
You need a
I'm
tone.
Sorry.
You need a tone setting word like you
That's
do with
it. That's
you need
it. I don't
word,
have it right
You need
now.
the word lass.
Lass.
You need to be a lass. Yes, you need to
Haggis.
throw in some haggis.
I'll add some haggis.
Add some haggis. It's lovely. Like that kind of. Yeah. You could do the Lucky the Leprechaun.
That's Irish though, right?
Right, for a different one. I mean, like, since
Yeah.
we're listing them here. You could probably
Potato.
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 15. The number 15 is a
We are just pissing over the entirety of the European continent.
The
I
entire
apologize.
globe. Yeah. There's.
Yeah.
I was pretty good when I was in New Zealand. I accidentally picked up the New Zealand accent, but I can't pull it out of the sky. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I have to hear it and then do it now.
Yeah.
Australian, though, I bet you can rock a great Aussie.
Oh, I don't think so. No, I have a friend here in Seattle who is from Australia, and I believe I tried it in her presence once or twice, and she
Didn't like
it.
it, huh?
Was not. She was highly insulted.
I do a 3-word Australian accent. It comes from the Outback Steakhouse, and it goes like
Okay.
this: cheese fries, please. That's pretty much, if you want to get your cheese fries. Most
I
people will
thought
go
I was
shrimp on the
talking
barbie.
to Yahoo Serious for a moment.
That's
there. That was
right.
great.
Yeah. Yes. So there you go. We could look at us.
Yeah.
We could probably do those French guys from Holy Grail, right? Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Like,
I
that's,
told him we already got one.
there you go. So we are pretty good at this, Joe. And, anyway, that's a fun little unscripted open there. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the 80sist, everybody.
Welcome back.
Today's our 29th show of Side B, and we're going to go over the Foreigners
Still Without Foreigner.
region preview. Thank you, Joseph. And so, Joe, little bit about this region, right? It's the last
Yeah.
one. And so it kind of turned into the Keith trash can. Like I had a bunch of songs that I had ranked pretty highly that you had not ranked very highly or at all. But now there's, a good number in here that you did rank. But we're talking, there might be double-digit songs that were my catch-all. This is where we put them all.
Yeah.
Kind of
See,
like...
it's weird because if we looked at the numbers, I'm sure that would bear out. But it feels to me like that was more the singers region, because there was more songs in the singers region that I was like, I have never heard of this.
Yeah. A lot of these I think you heard of, but didn't rank very highly or whatever.
Or maybe I just didn't. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I will say, I think this is the best region.
I'm very excited about this region. Yeah.
This has some songs that I'm really excited about, and this is a region that my wife could potentially even listen to.
I'm excited to hear what our hardcore fans, Dr. Janet, Denny, Alejandro, Genevieve. I'm excited to hear what those folks, Chris, what those folks who listen a lot and have, rightfully so, some disagreements with the songs that we have in here, right? I'm hoping that there are more hits here than misses. That's what I'm hoping.
I think there will be. I think this is fairly strong.
And so let me just quickly peruse. I think there are no songs in here that I hate. There's one in here that's like, okay. But I think there's like 15 songs in here that I like and probably 10 that I love. So
I agree.
All of which I think are really 80s. We'll see what the rest of the crowd thinks, though, right?
All right.
So it's time. It's time for you guys to sit down, think, visualize the bands, the songs that you want to hear. None of them are Americans. So here come 16 artists and songs that we are bringing to you as the Foreigners.
Without Foreigners, still
region preview. Enjoy. The 80sest. Side B. Foreigners Without Foreigner. Region preview.
Sometimes we say that Final Countdown was the best thing and the worst thing that happened to the band, because it's very hard to follow up, but and everything we do is kind of compared to that. What do? Well, you just keep writing music that you believe in and tour. I mean, we're a live band.
I wanted Roxette to be a little bit more programmed and digital and modern. We got another engineer, which was this amazing programmer and digital guys. We wanted Roxette to go into the computer world. She's got the look, she's got the look, she's got the look, she's got the look. What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look.
It's unfairly weighted towards the sort of the darker side of things. That really stems from the fact that I find I'm sort of motivated to write when I'm feeling reflective. I mean, if I'm jumping up and down, I don't think I've got to write a happy song. Whereas if I'm sitting there feeling a bit miserable, then I sort of have to get it out of me. I sort of exercise it by writing it down or just going and playing the piano or something. But I mean, I don't walk about with a gloomy face. I mean, I'm generally very beaming.
Stole the only girl I love, drowned her deep inside of me. You, soft and lonely. You, lost and lonely. You, just like heaven.
We've been doing it constantly, but I suppose when you have the first boost and, you know, we had a #1 album, we were running around all over the world, it was a bit exhausting, so we slowed down a bit. And now there's more time to enjoy it. I wouldn't have remembered anything about it when we first started out. We had one thing after another after another. You didn't know what you were talking about. You didn't know who you were talking to. You just shunted around. And so it's nice to just take things at a calmer pace.
Overwhelming because then the reach of America was huge. So if you got over to America and they loved you, you could be jettisoned around the world from America. You would get heard if America took you to its heart. It was incredible. It shot up the American charts. The now did part of Casey Kasem. He loved us, so we were on Casey Kasem's countdown. It all started falling into place.
I'm so tired.
Record company sent us to Vancouver to write with Jim, and Jim is Bryan Adams' writing partner. We wrote Don't Forget Me in the first day we met Jim, and that's how we got Bryan Adams.
Don't forget me when I'm gone. For heaven's sake, I have loved you for so long. It's never wrong. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over.
Well, the song was originally, it only took 20 minutes to write. We had a porch studio and an amplifier, and I sat on the amplifier and he said, write this down. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. Something, and I sang it. Josie's on a vacation. Yeah, that'll work. That's a good little pop song. We didn't know it was going to be as big as it is now, you know, and it was written so quickly.
I just want to use your love tonight. Yeah, I don't want to lose your love tonight. Yeah, I just want to use your love tonight. I don't want to lose your love tonight.
Things got, as you get older, when I sing it now, singing I Just Died in Your Arms, you know, when it was written, it was all about something like, I shouldn't have gone there. As we get older, we lose those people along the way, so I Just Died in Your Arms. Just the resonance of what that word can mean.
Run DMC came on. He went, oh, really, I really like that hip-hop beat, you know, that those guys are doing. He went upstairs, programmed a beat in, which is nothing like the Run DMC. It was twice the speed. It was the original inspiration, and it got us going.
find it very hard to talk about lyrics or what I'm trying to say in lyrics because the work that goes into them is really all I want to say. The way I sing them and how they're written at the time is really how I want to communicate that. But I mean, I suppose over the years we've tried to sort of make music that your feet can move to and your head can think about or your heart can feel. You know, it's like a soul thing. Really.
I was standing, you were there, two worlds colliding, and they could never, ever tear us apart.
In a way, it's a big jump because it's obviously sort of top 10 to us because we don't live here. It's not really real. Because we don't live in this country, it doesn't really seem real. I think that's a good thing though, because then it doesn't sort of go to your head.
This thing called MIDI happened, and it was kind of like, this is the future of music. We got all this spanking new MIDI gear with not too much idea of how it would actually work. And then when you get onto Bizarre Love Triangle, we could do really complicated orchestrations.
The song itself, we were all upstairs in the loft at my house, and the five of us sat there sort of scratching our heads. I had an idea for the verse. We had Phil's sequence, and Mike came up with the top line for that. Boone came up with a fantastic lyric for it, one of his best, I think. It went on to give us our first top 10 in the United States.
That there is something
This song had took years to come together, really, and it was instrumental. And then I went home and I realised this rap I'd written. I said, by the way, that rap we had, you can do it over this, and it sounds really good. So we spoke it and then sang the chorus and everything, and everyone said, oh, this is great. And actually we all thought, yeah, this is really great.
In Western town, the dead end world, the Eastern boys and Western girls. In a Western town, a dead end world, the Eastern boys and Western girls. Western girls.
Forever Young is not a typical 80s song. When we wrote Forever Young, we had this orchestral thing in our minds. It is a quite unique thing, because it is nothing else than an imitation of an orchestra. So it's almost like a soundtrack for an imaginary movie or something.
really just sort of start the piano. Just down, down.
All of that stuff was put in on the final production.
It was a 3-tape demo I took to the record companies.
Absolutely, and got.
We had
but we'd only got half the song. You'd not written the second verse yet because I wrote the first verse, the chorus, sent it down to you, and you got the deal on half the song. You got the deal on on the verse and the chorus, and then wrote the second verse later.
There is so much in there that I just want to hear the full song.
Yeah.
Like after we're done recording, I will probably walk my dogs and listen to this playlist because I love so much of this stuff.
It's so hot of a playlist, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm going to make that playlist right after we finish recording. I'm going to make that playlist public so that you can do just that. And wow, some heavy hitters in there. Some, a couple of one-hit wonders in there. Mm-hmm. A couple that I might classify as legendary bands in there.
I agree wholeheartedly. Love that we got a shout out for Mr. Casey Kasem.
Yeah, that was
from
fun.
Tapao.
Yes, she's the dear departed Casey Kasem. I had to include that when I heard that, right?
Absolutely.
So I guess you now know who is in, but you don't know what the seeds are. You don't know what the matchups are. And that's what we're here for you. We're here to make that work for you. And so here we go. Let's run down the bracket. Joe, do you want first dibs?
Absolutely.
All right.
Our number 1 seed in the Foreigners, still without Foreigner region,
Thank you.
is West End Girls from English synth pop duo Pet Shop Boys. I love Pet Shop Boys so much. And they're going up against number 16 seed, and 16. This deserved higher.
It's the fact is the goddamned region is too strong. Everyone is underseeded in this region.
Right. The 16 seed, Just Like Heaven, from The Cure. That great English band, The Cure.
Yeah, wow. When The Cure is the 16 seed, that's when you know this is a great region.
I agree.
All right, well, here's the matchup that's supposed to be the tightest matchup. And it pits 8 seed, Something About You by the English jazz funk band Level 42. Man, I love that song. Against 9 seed, I Just Died in Your Arms by English band Cutting Crew. So that's going to be a tight one with that 8-9. Always is.
Oof. Next up we have 5 seed The Look by Swedish pop duo Roxette, going up against, again, woefully underrated Bizarre Love Triangle from English band New Order.
I have a feeling Denny's going to like that one.
I think that's a good,
I think he's a New Order guy, yeah. Next up, it's the 4 against the 13, and the 4 is a juggernaut. It's Never Tear Us Apart by Australian rock band In Excess. And they're taking on, again, everything feels underseeded here. The 13 seed, and this is an absolutely incredible song, Forever Young, by the German synth pop band Alphaville.
That's going to be a tough vote for me. I love both of those songs. I know John Booth is going to be very happy because I believe he is a Forever Young Booster.
I believe that might be his favorite song of all time.
There you go.
Take no offense to its seed, John. It's just how our ratings added up. So
there you go.
Yeah, any seed can win from any position. So
next we have Your Love by English pop band The Outfield. That's our number 6 seed, and it goes up against number 11 seed. Again, number 11 seed, The Promise by English new wave outfit When in Rome.
Man, that is a strong song too.
I love that song.
Yeah, it really ended the region preview like in a solidly melodramatic way. Anyway,
on a high note.
Yeah, we went out on that. The next matchup pits number 3 seed, the cartoonishly ridiculous The Final Countdown by Swedish rock band Europe, against one of my favorite songs from the 80s, 14 seed, So Alive by English rock band Love and Rockets.
Wow.
Yeah, how are you going to pick? I don't know.
That's true. You have a really great song against a song that's so cheesy, it's like it's entirely woven from strands of Velveeta.
But Final Countdown is also just capital I iconic. Like, everybody from every generation has heard that song at a sporting event or somewhere, right?
No, I remember in class like 5 years back, I played it. We had an 80s day, and I played that song, and every single 6th grader in my class was bopping, and they're like, I love this song so much. I'm like, how the fuck do you know this song?
Here's a teaser for that show, which will be a couple weeks away, but there's a long synth intro to that song.
There is.
I've written my own lyrics to it, which I'll share with the listeners. So,
can I just say, I did a sketch show where I did a trampoline routine to that song.
Oh, no way. Is there any chance there's film of that?
Not that's usable, no.
Ah, damn. All right.
Moving along. Sorry.
That's all right. We're having fun.
Number 7 seed, Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone by Canadian band rock band Glass Tiger. Takes on number 10 seed, Heart and Soul by English pop group Tapow. This is the one matchup where the two songs are not like songs that I really dig.
And I should have put this in there because it's Glass Tiger featuring Bryan Adams, as you heard in the region preview. Yeah, but
my heart would break.
Yes. So that brings us down to the very last matchup. If you've been keeping track, you'll know it is 2 seed Wild Wild West by English pop rock act Escape Club, taking on 15 seed Breakout by the English pop trio, now duo, Swing Out Sister. And that rounds out one, in my opinion, incredible bracket that is going to be hard to vote. Every single one of those. Even the ones that I don't necessarily love, like the 80s-ness of Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone against the 80s-ness of Heart and Soul.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm going to do for most of these. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there are going to be some just gut-wrenching choices coming in our future.
Yeah, even that 116 West End Girls v Just Like Heaven will give you pause.
No, it's tough, man.
Yeah. So, please, dear listeners, flock to the comments, praise us heavily for this amazing region, or tell us how dumb we are. Alejandro, please feel free to tell us we fucked it up.
Yeah, no, give us shit because we didn't pick the right Cure song.
Yeah, that would be fine. Or the right New Order song, or But at least we got some bands in here that aren't all pop garbage, right?
Like, there you go. There you go.
So, all right. Well, now you know, everybody. That's it. There will be no more songs on side B. These are the ones that you get. And so lament.
But what about
celebrate.
the ones that they don't get?
Oh, yeah. What about the ones that you're going to be crying about when you hear that they didn't quite make it and that they were so very close? Well, it's time for the first three out.
All
Joe,
right.
You want to lead us off?
Absolutely. So my first song out is by the English band Simply Red. It's If You Don't Know Me By Now.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's jump to the when we argue, fuss, and fight. If I could.
All the things
That's a slow song.
It's a very slow
I
song.
know the difference.
Right, here we go.
When we argue, fuss, and fight. If you don't know me by now, if you don't know me, you will.
Yeah, I didn't love this song, but it was pretty big when it came out, which is why I had this on my initial list.
No doubt. It was big. So there you go. That's If You Don't Know Me By Now, Simply Red. Simply Red also had a big song, although it wasn't on this list, Holding Back the Years. Do you remember this one?
I do.
So anyway, we could have gone with either of those, but you had If You Don't Know Me By Now, and that one you had ranked pretty highly.
I had it at number 17 because I was giving consideration to later 80s songs that weren't quite the poppy synth-laden hits that we've been focusing on.
Right, and I think you, as a concession, disqualified this song to get a different song into movies or something. But, all right, my first one out is by English band Johnny Hates Jazz, and it's called Shattered Dreams. I don't know if you know this one.
I don't. But I would ask Johnny why the fuck he hates jazz.
Here we go.
Oh! Yes, I do know this song.
Feel like I could run away.
All right, so that was my first one out. Shattered Dreams, Johnny Hates Jazz. All right, we're back to you, Joe.
All right.
Oh, and that was my number 52. By the way. Okay.
My second song out is a song that I don't like, but it was ubiquitous at the time, and this is by by a guy, Steve Winwood, and it's Higher Love. I had it ranked at 48.
Oh yeah, and I think we alluded to this song during the Chaka Khan episode, right? Because
we may have.
Yeah. But anyway, that's Higher Love.
Yeah.
It was a massive hit back then, so
it got so much airplay.
Totally justified. Now, my second and third ones were out because I put them on my list and then found out they were from the wrong side. So, my second one out, I wish I had thought of it on side A because it turns out it was from very early in 1985, and that is Tenderness by General Public.
That's a pretty 80s song, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe a lot of folks would know that one from John Hughes films.
Yeah.
In which it appeared. So, all right, Joe, that's 2 for each of us. Why don't you hit me with your third song out?
All right, so my third song out, I tried really hard to get some Falco into both side A and side B. I believe Der Kommissar didn't make it into side
Or Der Kommissar
A.
made it into side A.
Oh, sorry, but it was kicked out really quickly.
Yeah, it lost.
Lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. This time we had, because it was re-released, I believe is why.
Yeah.
We had this in here. It's my favorite Falco song. It's Rock Me Amadeus.
But anyway, you know this one.
Er war so populär, er war zu exaltiert, genau das war sein Flair. Er war ein Virtuose, war ein Rocky-Doll und alle suchten noch heute Captain Rock Me Amadeus.
Anyway, we could listen to that all day. That's a great song.
I really could.
I love that song. All right. And that leaves me to my third song out, which, and by the way, Tenderness was an English band, general public. Falco was your number
Austrian,
50,
yep.
and it was he was Austrian. Rest in peace, Falco. And my third song out, I was certain, Joe, that it was an 80s song.
Yeah.
But it came out on January 10th of 1990 and was therefore...
So it was almost an 80s song.
Disqualified. And it's by Canadian-born singer Jane Child, Don't Wanna Fall in Love. And I don't know if you know this song, but let me jump right to you. Anyway, so
I do not know that song, but it sounds very 80s.
yeah. And you know, so it didn't make it for obvious reasons. It's a little bit, but we did have plenty of songs similar to that make it into the countdown. So
We did.
I'm not heartbroken over it, but just a catchy song by a cool Canadian lady. So anyway, that is the first three out for each of us. Now, Joe, we do have one special honorable mention if you want to introduce that one.
We do. Honorable mention, written by Prince. And Denny, I apologize that this isn't in there because I know you would love to have this in there. It is by the great and good, the late Sinead O'Connor.
Yes, from Ireland. But unfortunately, she missed the cutoff by 8 days. This was released on January 8th, 1990.
Since you took your love away, I said nothing can take away these blues, 'cause nothing compares to you.
Kind of hard to fathom that we live in a world without either of those folks now, Prince or Sinead, right?
It's definitely a much shittier place without Prince and Sinead.
So that is our special honorable mention. Just missing the cutoff. Otherwise, that would have definitely replaced, I don't know, maybe Glass Tiger. It's hard to say. But
that definitely would have been my choice to kick out of there.
But that's where we are here.
Yeah.
So you got your new bracket. You see what barely missed. What do you think? Should some of these songs have made it? Should some of the others not? We'd love to
That's
hear
right.
from you.
There's no voting this time, but you can definitely vent your spleen
Yes.
all over us for fucking things up, or praise us endlessly for getting it so right by going to our Substack, which is the 80zest.substack.com. Sound off in the comments. We love them. We love to hear them. You can also find us on Facebook by searching for the 80zest podcast, because we're there.
We are there.
Yeah.
We're also on all your podcast providers, Apple, Google, and Spotify. Search for the 80s-est. This playlist will be made public by the time you are hearing these words. So you can jump on to Spotify and give it a full listen. It'll also be embedded in this post so that you can listen right from your browser.
And again, this is one that you might want to hear all the way through multiple times.
My wife has been, because this has been set for a good 6-7 weeks, this bracket.
Mm-hmm.
She listens to this while walking the dog like all the time. She loves this playlist. So
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Woo. Well, so that is going to be all the time for today's show. Join us next time on the 80s when we start this region out strong with 1 seed West End Girls against 16 seed Just Like Heaven. So, wow. Until then, on behalf of Joseph Ray Wack, this has been Keith Marsteller saying,
Keith, I've been shot, and I may be dying.
My God, Joe, who could be responsible for this? Who could have possibly shot J.R.W.?
Well, let's see. There's my wife, Sue Megan, who I had committed to a sanatorium.
Sure, but she's still in the sanatorium, so it probably wasn't her, right?
Okay, there's my, let's call him my brother, Denny Bobby, who would love nothing more than to inherit this podcast empire all for himself so he could change all the regions to Northern Soul.
I wouldn't necessarily put it past him. He does love his Northern Soul.
Oh, and then there's my brother-in-law and business rival, Alejandro Barnes. That bastard only married my sister to get his Argentinian hands all over this show and change every song to Charlie Garcia, La Cucaracha indeed.
He sounds absolutely unscrupulous. That cur. Definitely a suspect. You sure have a lot of enemies, Joe.
Hey, Keith, there are a lot of people who want me dead. Too many to enumerate right now. Can we cut the detective shit and get me to a hospital? I'm losing, like, a lot of blood.
Oh, right. Yes, sure. Well, tune in next week on the 80s to find out who shot J.R.W. Were you a Dallas guy, Joe? Did you ever watch that show?
I did.
I didn't know much about it. I had to research it just to come up with what to say about it. But yeah.
No. That was dead on. It was dead on.
Excellent. What about where do you come out on that theme song? Way shorter than Quantum Leap.
About half an hour shorter, yes. I love it. I love that theme song.
Awesome.
And that guitar, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's got some ballsy horns in there, some strings.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, anyway, thanks for playing, Joe. We'll see you next week.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.